The Joe Rogan Experience.
But isn't it funny that we always want to think about that kind of shit happening out west? We don't want to believe that that kind of same shit was happening out east.
Yeah.
There were animals everywhere. Animals. People were animals back then. They were barely human.
Hang 'em high.
Bro, can you imagine if we had to do fucking stand-up in 1820? You imagine, first of all, you're getting sick everywhere because there's no sewage. So everybody's just got shit in the streets. Everywhere you go, you're breathing shit fumes. You're stepping in shit everywhere.
That's what I think about now. When I watch those movies now, like Gangs of New York,
Yeah.
I look through somebody, man, it fucking stinks.
Oh, bro.
Out there. People are like ignoring the fucking stink. There's a rotting body right there.
Bro, it probably was so rank.
Fucking
They didn't have
stink.
anywhere to get rid of their shit.
And I read that the little napkin that they had on the big white wig people, they had like a little handkerchief, and they would just carry it, bro, and they would have perfume on it. They would put it in their nose so they wouldn't have to smell like the poor people.
Well, it wasn't just that, man. It was the shit in the streets because they didn't have cars, so they had horses. The horses would shit all over the roads.
And nobody had a job picking it up yet.
Oh, dude.
One job was someone would just put down like a handkerchief so you could walk over it for people. Pay like $5 across the
Just fucking clean it up, you lazy bitch.
And throwing like shit water out of a pan. Look at this.
That's all shit. Imagine breathing that every day. There's no way that's good for you. You think scented candles are bad for you? Imagine the people that lived back then.
You worried
hearing
about
us
ultra?
complain
You
about
worried
scented
about ultra
candles.
rays?
Whoa. Poop once flowed freely in the streets of New York. Look, so that was a poop pipe that would go right down the street. Jesus Christ.
Oh man, when I was at my grandma's house in Mexico, they still had an outhouse. They didn't have no plumbing.
Bro, isn't it interesting, because this is a terrible way to live, that people insisted on doing it this way?
I was thinking the day that they figured it out, you'd be like, oh my God, what the?
But imagine, because you had to figure it out to get it to where it is now, right? So people had to go through that to get to the Manhattan of today, where it's all super sophisticated, amazing hotels, amazing restaurants. But why would you stick around? If you're breathing in shit every day.
Every day.
You go live on a farm. I'd be like, fuck this experiment. This is terrible. This is not for us. This is for the benefit of people in the future. We're destroying.
Soil man who carted away America's waste.
Bro, you know how sick people must have been back then? No antibiotics. Everybody's breathing in shit. You fall, you slip, you skin your knee gets infected with staph, you die.
Oh man,
You got shit in your knee.
About,
That's what it says.
What'd it say?
People were gagging as this cart would walk by.
Oh, God. And
just not pick up the gag, huh?
On a summer day in 1873, a cart stood on 6th Avenue in New York City, filled to the brink with raw human waste. The cart was uncovered, its contents exposed to the air and to the passersby who retched and gagged as they scurried away. Excrement dipped off the sides of the cart, and the sidewalks and gutters were smeared with the stuff. The stench was so strong that it could be smelled from more than a block away. It was another day in pre-sewer America. Bro!
And meanwhile, you're
And
reading.
here's the thing, man. This is after the Civil War.
Yeah.
This is 1873.
And you're in Italy reading books talking about the streets are made of gold.
Yeah. Night soil. They call it night soil.
Night soil.
They used it for fucking. I mean, they used it for compost, right?
Oh, so just
It was the
people
name euphemistically given to human waste because it was removed from the privies under the cloak of darkness so that polite society would be spared from confronting its own feces as the men carted the crap away, leaving a trail of stench in their wake. Every year in cities across the country, thousands of carts brimming with excrement rattled through the night streets. There was an antiquated solution to a modern problem. America's cities were full of crap. So the people were just throwing the shit in the streets.
Yes.
Oh, how much could those guys get paid?
It's not
Shitty.
possible. It's shitty. They got paid shitty.
What a shitty job.
Yeah, you imagine being at a
There's
bar.
actually a picture of
Imagine.
one.
Look at them in.
Oh, blah, blah.
And barrels.
Oh, you get a horse-pulled wagon filled with shit. That is so crazy.
Whoa, man.
So living back then was hell, bro. We're so lucky. And that's how they're going to look at us. These future beings that no longer have war, that no longer have greed or anger, these future beings that are connected to the hive mind, they're going to look back at us like
DC,
Felipe
the
and
dumping
Joe.
grounds were next to the
They
White
were
House.
living like idiots.
This guy's breath stunk, I bet.
One of the dumping grounds was a field near the White House where a marsh of Washingtonian waste putrefied under the president's nose. This suggests that this may have been a contributing factor to President Harris's untimely death in 1841, since the White House water source was a mere 7 blocks downstream. Oh my
shit
God,
water.
they killed the president with shit water.
Oh,
my
man.
God.
He died of dysentery.
Bro, this is why you can't
Fucking
trust that
gross.
the experts are looking out for your health. They didn't even protect the president. Somebody concocted this idea, and they never even thought about the potential for ruining all the water that people drink. They just said, this is a good place to dump all this. How
Wow.
nasty. People are so nasty.
Oh, man. I also think about
That's so nasty.
and condoms back then were probably still sheep's wool, right?
Sheepskin.
Sheepskin.
Yeah, like sheep
oh my God! I
intestines.
saw a movie where a woman was washing the contraceptive
Yeah.
right after this white wig guy threw it at her face.
Wow.
So she's using the same one for every man.
Oh my God! I gotta
Oh,
read this.
Christ.
So they didn't have even by 1880s, 2/3 of flushing toilets still just went into a backyard cesspool. But then, read this part here.
Overflowing privy was a sight to behold. In James McCabe's 1882 account of New York street life, he described one man's yard in which the privy's contents drained down into a street sewer, forming a miniature loathsome Niagara of night soil.
Niagara.
The cascading sewage flowed right by the window, so that a man sitting on a chair at the window would not have only the odor, but also the views of this loathsome matter circulating at his feet in the pool below. Yeah, see, this is why everybody was so sick. This is
Probably started the plague.
well, also like there's no fucking, no one's clean.
Cholera outbreak, 1849.
Yeah, I would say that is the biggest breakthrough ever in the controlling of diseases. The biggest breakthrough is sanitation.
I was just thinking about
Health
too.
and sanitation.
Using these words, dumping grounds in this time period too. This is the same time those bones were dumped in the East River with who knows. What
Yeah, there's
else.
not enough vaccines in the world to protect you when you're living like that. You know? I mean, imagine the pharmaceutical drug companies would try to sell you if you were living like that, and they figured out how to counteract all the different things that you're inhaling in the air from human shit. every
That's so
day.
nasty, man.
So nasty.
So they're
And
dumping
killed the
bodies?
president, bro.
Wow, imagine
the
him getting
president.
up in the morning, waking up in the morning. Good morning, everybody.
I'm glad you just said that about dumping bodies, because this is a thing I need to send you, Jamie. I'm so glad you brought that up, because I read this. I don't want to fuck this up. I want to figure out what the fuck this actually means. Here, I'm going to send this to you, Jamie. It's about liquid human remains.
Liquid human
Yeah.
remains?
Yeah. So, what this article is saying, whoa, it's like an Instagram thing. Then being fed back to the population via fertilizer on crops. That?
So he's making
I don't know.
pozole with people?
I hope it's not true.
Making menudo with people or what?
I don't know. It sounded like they were using it for fertilizer, using people for fertilizer, and using people for supplements somehow or another. Like how they're saying you're boiling down a human body.
Are they
and there's-
compensating the family?
I don't know, but also there's no DNA. So what did you need the body for? Like,
Yeah.
I don't understand what the whole body's DNA. Like, what are you saying? There's no DNA. So what did you broke it down to chemicals, so now it's okay? So you broke the human body, the container of a soul, down to chemicals, and you're going to pour it on your flowers, and that's okay? That seems weird.
No, sounds made up.
It seems weird. Like, what do you? How the fuck? We should find out how the fuck they do it. Is there a video we can watch on them doing it?
What kind of? And how do they liquefy them with hot water?
It said hot water and something else. They added some other stuff too. But whatever, man. What the fuck? Is this it?
5 years ago.
Oh my God. The most eco. Let's listen to this.
Wow.
Can we? No.
Do they
Okay.
put them in there alive?
No,
No, Felipe, these are dead
Oh.
bodies. They're just cooking them up nice. And that's what they get, like little bones and pieces.
Well, I want to be cremated, but if that's an option,
You're just talking about it.
Yeah, but you don't want your body being resold as fertilizer. It's just weird to pour dead people on top of your fucking carrots so they grow better.
sprinkle me.
What are they
Sprinkles.
breaking it? What are they breaking it down to? What are they breaking the human body down to that's valuable for them to do that? Like, what is the stuff they're looking for? Let's find that out. First of all, we don't even know if it's true.
Yeah, no,
right?
I wouldn't take that as truth. I wouldn't even believe that. How would this?
Can you
person
Google
know
and
that?
see if there's other stories that say
I'm
that?
looking. I'm Googling.
Okay, I'm not pushing you.
I
Just
gotta
trying-
read.
I'm just-
I gotta read.
Oh, I understand. Whatever it is, it seems
Liquefying
like you're supposed to leave people alone when they're dead. Okay, we're supposed to be different than everything else on the planet. We love each other more than we love anything else. You can use
all right.
monkeys for experiments, but
Some
you can't use
states
people.
allow the remaining liquid with its peptides, sugars, amino acids, and captured carbon to be reclaimed and repurposed as fertilizer.
yo, they're turning. Do they have to tell you, like how they have to tell you if you're going to buy a haunted house? Do they have to, if there's a house where someone killed his whole family in it,
Yeah.
they have to tell you that.
You see that oak tree? That's Joe Diaz, by the way.
What?
No, they're making them to a soil, right? So,
Oh, right.
so you
right,
see
right,
that oak
right.
tree right there?
We use Joey Diaz.
But just particles. That's right, cocksuckers.
Do you think they have to tell you though that you're buying dead people fertilizer, or they just consider it chemicals at that point? How do they get away with selling you dead people? Because it seems like if you had the option, hey, do you want like manure
Patented
or dead people?
1888?
It's been around for a long time.
Whoa!
Patented in 1888.
They've been boiling people and turning them into fertilizer since the 1800s.
but that's the part
So we have that machine, but not no fucking sewage.
Wow.
trying to find out where they say that they've used it for other stuff.
But the scary thing is them saying that they use it for calcium deficiencies, because that means you're feeding people other people's bones so they can get a source of calcium.
But that guy's vegan, so don't give it to him.
Maybe it's okay because the person consented.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Yeah, that's true.
Cremation Social seems like a solid place.
Huh. So body plus 95% water, 5% alkaline, basic chemicals, either potassium hydroxide or sodium hydroxide, or a combo, sterile effluent, water, salt, sugars, amino acids, peptides, bone fragments, calcium phosphate. So that's what they get out of it. So they boil it down in this solution and they get out all these different things: water, salt, sugar, amino acids, peptides, and then calcium phosphate. And then I guess what do they do with the calcium? So if you're buying calcium and you find out it's from dead people, they should probably let you know. You probably should have to let people know that.
I drink dead people.
You would sell a lot if you made it from dead people, for sure. Like if you had a skull and crossbones on the bottle, there's a lot of assholes who would buy that.
But then people start looking at that like they look at chicken. How was he raised? What kind of parents did he have?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, if you're really into,
Did he have anxiety problems?
are you really into eating someone?
Yeah.
What if they were a fucked up person and you take a little bit of their soul inside of you and you go insane? Bro.
Be crazy, man.
Well, that's got to be what's happening with the cannibals when they get that disease and they get shaky. The prion disease that they get from eating each other.
Did Jeffrey Dahmer have that?
I don't think so.
Oh.
I think you have to eat spinal tissue.
Oof.
You have to eat brain and spinal tissue, and they're called prions. And the thing about prions is you can't even boil them. Like if you cook them at like 1,000 degrees, I think, for like hours, it doesn't kill them.
If you ever get invited to a restaurant and tell you you're just served your human being, would you eat it?
No. Why would I eat a person?
Or will they tell you after, man, you just ate a
Well, I'd be really mad.
decomposed acroline body that we made into chicken?
Yeah, I wouldn't like that. Would you like that, Felipe?
Hell no.
Yeah, it would be weird.